Hello, everybody, and welcome to Graded Point Live. And I can guarantee you one important thing tonight. You will not, absolutely, in no way, shape, or form see
fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Yeah, unfortunately, because as we all know, this is fat broads and horse-faced lesbian central.
Wait, what? Wait, no, that's not how it works. You got it all wrong. It is not, how can it be central? We don't have any. There are no fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. Oh, stop! You stop right now. What are you doing?
Gail is not invited.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are. No Gail Simone's allowed.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
we will have one Gail Simone, and she's not in the comments right now.
It's turning into a goblin. Yes.
Maybe a gremlin, I would say.
Or you know what? You got to do it. Do the thing that we talked about.
The thing.
Yeah, no, the thing. Y'all been tricked.
Bamboozled.
Bamboozled, even. Okay.
Essentially, me, Scott, and Piper here have to more or less talk about random shit because Wayne here is doing some hardcore editing. So we're going to let him do some hardcore editing while we talk about some other shit. Scott, what are you doing right now?
Dude, man, I'm so fucking glad this day has come. I mean, it's been a while since we've been talking about this, and I'm just glad we're finally here. We get to talk about this book we've all been working on. Yes,
the book that we're not going to say its name right yet, but isn't it such a good idea?
Wait a minute, may I say that Scott did spill the beans already on Twitter? So
yeah, he did.
I couldn't hold it anymore, man.
He's just like a typical man. He just can't. He can't hold. He could not gird his loins any further.
That's right.
He had to spill it all over the place.
Rather than hold out for a long time once, I decided to go quick so I could go quick many times.
Yeah, I kind of know. I have that feeling too. I when you just got to keep pounding it over and over again.
That's right.
This is
you got to get.
I'm pretty sure the chicks don't like it quick, man. I think they like
Well, see, that's where you just if you go really quickly, right? You just gird your loins again, and you just go again.
See, what you're confusing is me like trying. I'm not trying to please her. I'm trying to make sure I can get to as many as possible within one, a given period of time.
Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Super chat.
Oh.
Do you know how big the special announcement bus is?
Big ass bus.
Big ass bus.
I don't know, but it's kind of short. I mean, it's very tall vertically. It's like 3 stories tall, I would say. It makes those goddamn British buses look ridiculous. Frick.
Didn't Harry Potter have like a 3-story bus?
Was it a 3-story bus?
I thought it was like an extra story on the typical.
I think so. It's been a while though.
Yeah. I only know that because I think my kid had a Harry Potter Lego set of it. I'm not much of a Harry Potter fan, but
it's unfortunate.
I'm not a hater though.
I mean, if I wouldn't hate that book series so much if it wasn't like referenced as more thoroughly than the goddamn Bible was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really liked the books when I was younger, and I thought the movies were cute. But then, Rowling herself, and then all the fans kind of killed it for me.
All right, I'm bored of the Harry Potter talk. So without mentioning the name again, let's get back into foreplay. I mean, let's talk about this book without in generalities. Without getting into her name or anything like that. So Piper, what is your favorite female superhero?
You mean besides The one.
Well, no, I mean, a published superhero. This one's not published, so.
Okay. Man, that's really, really tough to pick one.
Well, I mean, you got. I mean, so you're a Marvel girl or DC girl?
Both.
All right, so you got your Wonder Woman, and you've got Supergirl and DC. You've got Power Girl, which is one of my visually key favorites. Let's see what else on the Marvel
DC,
side.
It would be either Wonder Woman, just going with the classic, or it would be Huntress. And
Huntress
Marvel
is good.
Marvel, I really like Rogue.
Oh yeah, so like I was
Rogue
always
here.
I was always a big Rogue fan too. I mean, the way Chris Claremont wrote her, and all the struggle she went through. But I was also a big Storm fan too. I mean, Storm had agency and power, and she was the only hero that like had her powers taken away. But she was almost better for it.
What's up, peeps? I don't know if we read that already, but I just did.
Yeah, she read the thing.
I read the thing.
We're blessed with a great chat tonight. We got Mandy in the chat. I know she's going live here in about an hour.
Yeah. We got Dark Gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mailing list.
Oh shit! There's a mailing list.
Ew, Captain Marvel. Ew.
Description.
There's a.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check in the description because there's a mailing list you got to sign up for this thing that we're trying not to completely spoil. Thanks, Scott. Anyway,
I would also like to mention that with the mailing list, which I've also discovered with Indiegogo mailing lists, are the same way. You have to confirm that you through an email that you receive that you want to receive the email.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I messed that up.
Sure to always check your emails.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be in the exact spot you think it was. In mine, see, Outlook breaks it down where you have focused emails and you have other emails. Mine went in the other, so I had like 4 or 5 that I didn't accept. I didn't even get the one for Xenotype because I didn't accept it. So
I'm going to sign up to the mailing list right now.
Yes.
That's probably not a bad idea. Considering how momentous this project is going to be.
Yes.
I forgot. I also really like Oracle, so I guess I like a lot of DC.
Yeah, it's mostly DC I've noticed. But
DC was the first. My dad introduced me to DC, so DC for a while was comic books for me until I discovered on my own Marvel later.
Yeah, so I mean, like I was always like a Marvel guy. I mean, like I literally, like I didn't even know who Ethan was because I'd never collected any DC comics. I mean, and so I've always been very limited with my DC. But man, with being a fan of the X-Men back in the '80s, you had so many great female superheroes to choose from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people are trying to pretend that they're not out there because they very much were.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, you said you liked Rogue, you like Wonder Woman, you liked Storm, just like me. Kitty Pryde was not as cool, but she was young, She kind of grew into the role that she became later,
Yeah.
What were some of the things about these female heroes that you really liked?
I think for Wonder Woman, I just like that she was the first successful female superhero and just she became cooler over time. So I think I just like her mostly, for that. The character's pretty awesome. But I think one of the reasons I like the other ones is because they all have a definite like struggle that they're dealing with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And superheroing kind of helps them forget their struggle. Yeah, that helps them deal with it or forget it. Yeah.
So what you're saying is there were like cool female superheroes back in the day with, they showed all kinds of great diversity and all that kind of shit that SJW comics try to do now, but actually fail at because of why? Yeah. Why do their focus on all these woke female superheroes? Why does it fail?
because it turns them into Mary Sue's, they're not relatable anymore. There's nothing really relatable about them. They're overpowered. They are bossy and overconfident and perfect to the point of making them assholes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right. And everything is just punching you in the face. It's so unnatural the way they talk and everything. It's very just shoved in your face, and nobody talks like that. It's too scripted now. And like they're not relatable. They don't really have real problems or anything about them that's relatable anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing too is that the whole thing of being a superhero is just a medium to talk about, what, the kind of crap that anybody can talk about in the coffee shop. Nobody cares about that. People care about the heroic. That's the difference between like your friends and a superhero. And that's what I think is missing on a lot of these, current day, SJW comics.
Is that they focus too much on the minutia of their little social lives rather than the, like going around doing shit, like other than fucking friends bullshit that they grew up on. Cab was absolutely correct in that most of these writers feel like they grew up on Friends, and it's terrible. Nobody needs to know that that Iceman takes a shit, right? I know that's been said before, but at the same time, it has to be kept said. Nobody needs to know that he shits. Nobody. Nor do they need to know that he likes to backhole. Nobody needs this.
Well, maybe he's a pitcher, not a catcher.
We definitely don't need the constant reminder, because that's what takes them from a character to just a caricature.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying these side traits do not identify the totality of their person. The identity culture ruins characters, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is very easy to have a character that is gay or whatever. It is really easy. You don't have to remind the reader every panel that they're gay, because that's just part of who they are. They are, in this case, Iceman. He shouldn't have been gay. That doesn't make any sense. But say he always was.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to remind us every panel that he's gay. We don't need him talking about it all the time. It's something that is a part of a character that then can play into a character's life and their story. But it doesn't need to be their entire life and story.
So, like, I was in the Army when they dropped the don't ask, don't tell policy and allowed gays to serve openly in the military. And, you'd have a guy come out and it's like, wow, I didn't know he was gay. Well, why? Why would you know he's gay? I mean, because he's just a guy. And who he prefers, to look at and be attracted to has nothing to do with him as a person, So, because he didn't go around and identify himself first as gay. He identified himself as, his name, and maybe as a soldier, and maybe he had strong political leanings. Who knows? But these are the things, these choices, for his associations. Open. That's how he is. People. That's what he is. That's who he was.
Exactly. That's because your sexual preferences should only really matter in the context of you're talking about your sexual preferences, like you're hitting on somebody or whatever.
Well, like, if we were all having a conversation here and I said, hey guys, I just want to put this out on the table. I just want to let you know, hey, I'm gay. You'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And then we'd start talking about comics again. And then if I said, hey guys, I'm just letting you know, once again, I just want to remind you that I am gay. You'd be like, okay. And then the third time I said it, you would get on a side chat and you would go over to Bob here.
Like,
and
is he okay?
Why are we hanging out with this guy? He is fucking annoying. And you would want to stop hanging out with me, not because I was gay, but because I'm annoying, you know. And that's the problem with SJWs. It's not that, you know, it's not that their identity, you know, like they say, oh, well, you hate women, you're a misogynist. No, you're just fucking annoying, you know.
Yeah, just this particular woman happens to suck right now. Like, doesn't mean all women do. I mean, you can flip it too. Would you want to read a comic where the straight characters are constantly going, me and my heterosexual partner? Like,
well, it's
or, you know, every five, you know, every few panels reminding everybody, guess what? I'm straight.
well, you know, there's guys out there that are like, you know, oh man, I just crushed it. I met these girls this week. I just crushed it. I was all over up. You know, those are the guys that you want to stop hanging out with, because it's like, all right, guy, we don't care about your fucking sexual conquest. Let's just, you know,
let's go beat
show
up
me the
these
picture
guys.
and then be done with it.
If it would be fucking annoying from like, okay, so say somebody like they don't have the same rules for themselves that they hold for others. Like they get annoyed at like conservative people like talking about conservative shit, but they don't think that that happens to people that listen to their bullshit over and over and over again. And not to make this a left versus right issue, it's just it just seems like a lack of empathy almost, and a lack of empathy to the point where they straight up engage in tokenism.
That's the thing too, is that they've turned them all into tokens. And then when you tell them that, you're racist or sexist or whatever.
Well, you know, like what really makes me upset is when I hear something like, "Oh, well, how can you be black and vote Republican?" Well, because my indelible characteristic doesn't have anything to. I'm not black, by the way, but I mean, you guys all know that. But you know what I mean? Like when they say that, it's just kind of like, because people's skin color is not the totality of their belief system. You know, they don't buy into this kind of whole neo-Marxist, you know, idea of identity politics.
Like, I get that bullshit all the time. Fucking when I occasionally got into fights with natives on Twitter, and I would get called fucking Red Apple then and there. God, that was such a peculiar fucking time.
I got my confirmation email, so I just hit the link, and then it automatically signs me up for the mailing list. All right, you're all set now.
Yeah, I messed up on phenotype. I messed up.
Give me a one in the chat if you guys are signing up for the mailing list, or are going to sign up for it. I want to know how many people are. So you like these strong characters who don't have just kind of paint by the numbers personalities. What kind of personalities do you like to see in a hero? I mean, because like a hero would be pretty unique. I mean, not everybody can do that. Even if you had the power, you know, putting yourself out there, that's kind of. What do you think there, Piper? What are some of those character traits that you think that would draw you to a? Let's start thinking about our girl.
Yeah.
I would say confidence.
Confidence, yeah.
You know what's interesting? And confidence isn't actually the first thing that attracts me to a character. In fact, the ones that are very confident are the ones that I'm like, well, they already got their shit together. I want to read about the ones that are getting their shit together, how they got there, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think of her. It's interesting as a writer. I think of her in multiple times in her life. Like even though we're writing her at like say 21, you know, or 22 or whatever, like a college student, I also think, what is she going to be like when she's 30? What is she going to be like when she's 40? You know, what was she like when she was 15? Because we're diving into her backstory a little bit too. So, I mean, you know, what are all these kind of different points along the timeline? And, you know, if you know what she's going to be like when she's 35, then it's like, okay, well, where does she have to be now? Because, you know, think back to our own lives. You know, we're different little versions of ourselves, but, you know, we were totally different 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I can definitely remember a time when I was this close to being a fucking like super socialist. And then I got my first job, and then I fell out of that like super fucking quickly.
Yeah, I was never really a socialist. I mean, like I almost got drug into like the whole straight edge thing when I was all into hardcore punk rock back in the late '80s. But it didn't take.
I'm kind of straight edge by not by like the whole like I avoid being intoxicated. No, it's just I know that I really should.
As soon as you have your first drink of alcohol, you're no longer straight edge, and you can never be straight edge. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah, but I try not to drink
very far
as much.
from straight edge my entire life.
Oh my, it's okay. We've all fallen from grace here, I think. Let's see.
Well, that's interesting, like the fall from grace, right? So that's kind of, now I would never not say that our girl kind of like falls in that category, but that's another interesting thing about a character, right? The whole redemption arc, it's like you're tempted and you make a wrong choice, you have to pay for your decision, and now you have to try to be redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
I like redemption arcs, and I hate them at the same time, because when you look at them in fiction and stuff like that, whenever you take a character that's generally looked at as bad, like a bad guy almost by the time they start their redemption arc, then they finish the arc and they're all friends with the good guys and stuff like that, and I'm like, that person fucking killed people and is not in jail, you guys.
Yeah,
I don't care if he saved people later.
It's kind of like Vegeta,
yeah,
on fucking Dragon Ball Z,
right?
Like he straight up kills fucking Krillin. He kills
yes, and
all his closest
friends.
associates, and just because he helps them win a fight against fucking god damn it, I can't remember his fucking name. This is gonna bug me now. Against Vegeta's boss, suddenly they're all friends. Suddenly they're all friends again. Frieza. Oh, yes. God.
Yes. Oh, freaking.
But Goku's terrible for that, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, anime and manga especially, they do the redemption arcs that drive me crazy 90% of the time. Like, because I'm like, that dude crippled your girlfriend and now y'all are friends. Like and he didn't go to jail or nothing. All he had to do was help you out. So
isn't JoJo's Bizarre Adventure really bad for that, though?
Yeah, I think
everyone
so.
Except Dio. Like, Dio's like the most irredeemable motherfucker. He's the only one that doesn't become anyone's friends ever.
Well,
what the hell are you guys talking about?
Amine, mango, and
no, Seth's got a point. Iron Man is the poster
books.
child for redemption. Iron Man did have a full-on fall from grace,
mm-hmm.
And then redemption arc, and it was done well. Like there were still consequences, permanent consequences to his actions.
Yeah, well, I mean, like old school Marvel did that stuff best, and I'm sure DC did it too. But these storylines in Marvel were going on like multiple years. You'd have the seeds being planted for 2 years in one of these books, like X-Men or Iron Man or the Avengers and things like that. And then all of a sudden, James Rhodey's got to take over being Iron Man because Tony Stark's a drunk. And nobody knows that there's a black guy inside the Iron Man costume. And he's literally thinking thought bubbles like, oh my God, are they going to know that I'm the real thing?
To be fair, though, isn't like the whole Iron Man suit just like the source of all his powers?
Well, yeah, he's like a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. It's kind of like Elon Musk's superpower, his brain and his balls.
Yeah.
Well, he's also my favorite African American.
That's right.
Yeah, Spider Hype is correct. That's why I thought Robert Downey Jr. was perfect to play Tony Stark. It was because he was going through the exact same thing. So when he was announced for Stark, I was like, they could not have cast a better person.
Yeah, because even with him, he was going through so many drug binges, and it took a Burger King burger tasting gross that made him realize that, wait a minute, I'm fucking myself up. I gotta clean myself up here. what the hell am I doing here? I love these burgers.
And he was technically considered like nobody wanted to hire him anymore. Mm-hmm. And then he got this part, and now he's getting other parts since then.
So yeah. The thing I think is kind of funny. Did you guys ever see Less Than Zero with a young Robert Downey Jr.?
I want to say yes because I've heard of it, but I'm not sure if I've seen or just heard of it.
So I thought it was just kind of funny how that was kind of a mirror of his life to come. You know, by the end of the movie, he goes from this party, you know, popular party kid in the beginning of the movie to like turning gay tricks in a hotel room for cocaine money. I'm sorry that I brought that up. Turning hotel trips.
Oh no, can't be helped.
So, you know, my favorite redemption arc in Marvel Comics is Magneto.
Yeah, well,
he did have one, didn't he?
Yeah, because he became the leader of the X-Men later.
That's right.
He replaced Xavier, and you know they had and he put himself up to trial, like to the World Court or whatever. The UN, you know, the X-Men.
See, that one was one where he faced some consequences for his action. Besides, you know, instead of just I got beat up, I lost this fight, I'm a good guy now.
See, that's a good way to handle a goddamn redemption arc, because there are some consequences to the whole thing. Like, oh god, they're so it's a very tricky thing, a redemption arc. But you can redeem yourself from a whole bunch of stuff, I think.
Well, you know, one of the things. No, go ahead.
I don't know where my thought was going. Go ahead.
No, one of the things that you just want to stay away from is the whole idea of the redemption arc trope. You know, it's kind of like it becomes formulaic, and that's what you want to avoid. But so anyway, moving on about kind of beating around the bush. Now let's talk about, we talked about the character, and what we like in female heroes and some of the female heroes that embodied some of those characteristics. Now, what's the other side of comics? It's not just the character, it's the what. Piper, what are we talking about here? The aesthetics, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the world in which you stick that character.
Nah, fuck that. Who cares about the world? We're talking about how the characters look. Come on. A cool female character.
Oh, well, obviously she needs to have,
and she needs to have a cool costume.
Good cool
assets.
Them badonkers.
Well,
she's gotta look like a hero.
That's right. Red Sonja.
She's gotta draw the eye.
Yeah.
The male gaze, because females don't buy comics.
Yeah, girls don't buy comics. They do not look at female characters ever.
Well, the interesting thing is that like the girls are not drawn to the visual; they're drawn to the cerebral aspects, the character, like what the stuff we just talked about. Like you said, like a girl who has struggles, a girl who, just like them, faces adversity and is able to overcome it and build the confidence. Right. Well, for guys, guys are very visually, they interact with things visually.
It's one of the greatest portions of our brain is the frontal lobe, and that deals with the
visual cortex.
Yeah, well, I will tell you that I have a hard time following characters if I don't like how they look either.
Yeah,
they have to at least look interesting. So if the art is really, really not my style, I won't follow. Or if the character is just really bleh, I won't follow. And for me, I'm a chick and I'm still pickier about the girl characters than the dude characters. You can have like a monstrosity of a dude. Mm-hmm. And if he's still interesting looking, I will follow that monstrosity of a dude. But if you have a monstrosity of a chick, she better still have an hourglass for some reason. I don't know why I'm like that.
Let's talk about our favorite green, awesome superhero.
Yeah.
The Hulk versus She-Hulk.
Yeah, there we go.
Or the female Hulk that has come out recently.
Yeah, technically it's just the female Hulk rather than just She-Hulk, because
Or maybe we should call it the It's Ma'am Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that thing is horrendous looking. I mean, it just doesn't look good. Even if you're gonna like make her more bulked out and roided up, it just didn't look good.
It doesn't look good. And like, of all people to have like question her as to why she's letting herself go like this, Deadpool is straight up asks her, okay, why aren't you funny anymore? And her reply is, well, I want to be free to be ugly. That is, being ugly is like the most like entrapping thing ever. It is not a freedom.
Yeah,
Like,
that's more just laziness in a way, honestly. But see, I don't like that because I think when you think of a dude in enhancing himself in some way, like Hulk, right? You think of getting buff and big
Right.
and stuff like that. So Hulk makes sense looking like that. But when you think of a chick enhancing, you think that her looks enhanced too.
Simon Sim has broken the seal in the chat.
Dang it, dude.
He said it. I mean, so maybe we just got to start.
What do you mean? What do you mean broke the seal? You broke the seal an hour ago.
In the chat is what I said. Didn't you hear the qualifier?
But
I know.
But you did it.
But not in the chat, he didn't.
I didn't say any since the stream has started. I have gone back on moratorium.
And honestly, if they wanted to make She-Hulk, a little more Hulk-like, I would have been happy with like a happy in between. Because just green lady that looks like she works out, yeah, that's not fair when he turns into that giant thing. So bigger, buffer green lady that looks like she's bodybuilding, you can still have her look like a female Hulk and not just Hulk with long hair.
Right. Right.
Shit, didn't She-Hulk used to like just love the fact that she was able to, have the freedom to be pretty, even though she was stuck permanently as like She-Hulk?
Yeah, that was one of the things. Was she was happy that she was at least a little more
because she was very plain Jane as a I actually I wasn't a huge fan of the Fantastic Four, but when Ben Grimm during the Secret Wars decided to stay on the Secret Wars planet at the end of Secret Wars, and she replaced him on the Fantastic Four, I was following because John Byrne was the artist at that point, and I was following that. And then later he did a She-Hulk comic, which I didn't follow, but I remember it, and there's some really cool freaking covers that were out there that I really liked. But that's what I remember, growing up as a She-Hulk, and she was, she threw on the suit, the pantsuit or the skirt suit sometime, and she went out there and she was a lawyer, because that was her thing. Yeah.
Okay, I got it out of my system. Anyway, but yeah, she did the big thick and tough and shit pretty well. It was such a good comic for like 30 years.
Well, no, Cider Hype in the chat's right. The Jen was the epitome of owning your body, right? She just, she doesn't have any. So that's a great kind of segue to the hero that we have created. I mean, she owns what she has, and she's not the She-Hulk. She hasn't transformed, but she has this, persona that it goes beyond just her powers. She's a hot chick, and she has been, semi-privileged life. Her dad was, a pretty important guy in the world, and so she has a definite personality behind her that, she is not. She is confident in the way a lot of pretty girls at the bar are confident, but she's not confident when it comes to the world of superheroes and things like that. And that's a great entry point for everybody to understand kind of who she is.
Ed, The mailing list is in the description, just below us. It's straight up just right there.
Yeah, if we can get one of the mods to throw that in the chat, that would be awesome. We really need to get people on the line for this mailing list. Probably we're going to hit up Twitter right after this chat and make sure everybody's tracking. And hopefully our good buddy Mandy, if she's still here, I know she's got her show coming up soon. Our good buddy Mandy can
Hey Mandy, you
pimp our.
If you're still there.
Yeah, she can pimp our mailing list too. That'd be awesome.
She's probably getting ready for her show, but hopefully, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. So let me talk about one of the reasons why. So this is a superhero book, right? We haven't really, and we don't have a whole lot of like traditional superhero books in Comicsgate. You know, I mean, Comicsgate is more of the unique artist's vision of, you know, everybody's dream book, the books that they've always wanted to make, which has usually got some kind of superhero, like Cyberfrog's a great example of that. You know, Cyberfrog's a superhero, but it's got his own unique world and his own unique backstory and his own twist, right? Whereas, you know, I think what we're interested in making is something more traditional superhero, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to steal Wayne's thunder, you know, but ultimately, you know, we're talking about, you know, the deconstruction and reconstruction of what we've had to deal with. You know, the SJWs have fucking destroyed current day superheroes, so it's up to Comicsgate and us specifically to pick up the mantle to take the torch down the field and make traditional superheroes again.
Yeah, they've completely like deconstructed the superhero for like fucking ages. I'm sick and tired of deconstructions. I get it. You want to try and make these powerful paragons of modern myth and legend into something relatable, but there's only so many times you can do it before it's just like, okay, now what? Where do you go from here? And it's oh god, I hate it so much.
Seth in the chat says he's checking his spam and inbox and nothing so far. Yeah, it took several minutes for it to show up in mine. I want to say it was like about 10 minutes. So just it'll show up there, buddy. What are you laughing at, Piper? I know you're not drunk.
No, I was laughing at that. Like, wait, yeah.
So Piper, why are you just drinking Bud Light tonight? What's up with that?
Because she's
poor.
I'm getting ready.
Ripper is a very dangerous individual.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to finish off this bottle of brown liquor I've got.
Nice. Well, it's the beer because I'm cheap, and also I've got appointments tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's weak.
That I am going to drive a broke ass vehicle to, and they're pretty far, so I'm pretty.
Oh, did you get your car fixed?
Part of it. Last month I was able to get it halfway done, and I'm driving.
You know, we need to start a GoFundMe for Piper's car. $500 GoFundMe.
Piper, we got a super chat there from Cider Hype.
I can't click on it, but
preach, brothers and sister, preach.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
no, he's right.
Gotta do it in like the reverend voice. Preach, brothers and sister, preach.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a sleeping roommate in this barracks room, and I can't do that.
Check my tire pressure and lug nuts. I know my lug nuts are good. It's all 4 of the wheel hub assemblies are garbage, and I got the front ones done.
Okay, so only the back tires are going to fall off. That makes sense. Okay.
Right? At least not all 4 tires are going to fall off. Now it's a 50-50 chance that I'll die. I don't know.
Well,
the back ones are more expensive.
Yes.
The brakes are different back there. Mm-hmm. So that might also need change. I don't fucking know. I think it stops good. But so I backed Xenotype this month, like right at the beginning of the month. So now I can't afford car parts.
Nice. Ed in the chat says, "Are you still on the Army, Scott?" And yes, I am. I'm active duty. I'm actually in Germany. I haven't had to live in a barracks room since OCS, and here I am living in a barracks room.
Unfortunate. That's why you.
That's my lot in life.
I lost my track of thought. Fuck, this is getting common. This is important.
So talking about, aesthetics. I mean, Piper, where are your organs? I just am curious about, how could you be built the way you are and still have, internal organs? I mean,
I know, right? A bunch of Tumblr artists tell me that I am physically impossible.
And so one of the kind of comic book tropes is like the big anime titties, and the
big anime titties.
The typical busty, 7 heads high heroic female woman that's just, where are her internal organs? The J. Scott Campbell, ideal of these women, right?
J. Scott Campbell's too powerful.
I know. Tell me about it.
Holy fuck. God damn it, his Harley. Did you see one of his last Harleys? Oh, god damn.
I saw what did I see today? I saw Black Widow today that he posted. Oh, it was fucking sweet, dude. But like the thing about these, these women, the funny thing is that, they're beautiful to look at, but they're not really sexual objects, as far as these podiums, these things you put on pedestals, but then they don't have behavior, right? So what happens when, Piper, you're a pretty girl, you're very attractive, especially when you were younger, because we used to all go out in bars and things like that. What happens to the pretty girl?
She gets bullied.
No, she doesn't get, but she gets hit on, right? I mean, she gets attention. Like the girls who got the attention first in school are the ones that started developing first, right? It's like they always got the attention, and so that's our girl. She has been getting attention that way because she is physically developed. Now she's stacked, and she's in great shape. I mean, part of that's the genetics of her father, and the fact that she can lift a railroad car over her head. But the other part is just that, she's very much that ideal of what, so many people think of a woman is. But, the thing is she doesn't have an easy life. She has challenges, she starts off with one of the biggest challenges in the story that you can have. And then she goes from there and she grows, and it's that growth, the challenges that allow her to grow. Just like you said, she's not a Mary Sue. What is a Mary Sue? Well, Mary Sue's got everything in the beginning.
Yeah.
Everyone likes them.
Everyone likes them. They're good at everything for no explainable reason. They're just special.
Able to overcome everything without a struggle.
Right.
That's why they're so boring.
I don't know why that's become so fucking common lately, unfortunately.
SJWs.
Well,
so it's just
no, man. So part of it is so in the old days, what a cipher is in a story. So a cipher is the character that explains the position of the audience, right? Yeah. And a lot of times it was the side character, right? If you're dealing with Batman and Superman, and then you put Robin in the story, and the viewer is essentially viewing the world through Robin's, because they're young and they're looking up at these larger than life guys. Well, the Mary Sue is flipping that on its head, where the reader puts themselves in the position of being, or specifically the writer in this case, puts themselves in the position of being the main hero. Well, in order to be the main hero, you have to push that other. Nobody wants to put themselves in the position of going through struggle. Nobody wants to internalize the pain of losing their parents. Like, Batman gets his parents shot down in an alley, So what do? They just create this character who's fully, born, fully, realized with a full agency and full confidence and ready to go, like Rey in Star Wars. You know, she had everything she needed, and then she didn't have to practice for years and years to become great. She just was great. She was, not only was she great, but she was the greatest ever, as Doomcock likes to say.
Yep. Which made her so flat and boring.
Exactly, and
Rex
nobody wants that.
It's happening, fams. Be ready within like 12 minutes or so, because it takes like five hours for him to render shit.
No, it won't take that long. It's going pretty clip. We'll see.
What? Yeah. So
cool. We might have it by the time Mandy starts.
Don't worry. If it's the last damn thing we show on this stream, it'll be on here.
Woo!
Awesome. What do you think about some of the things that we've been talking about? We've been kind of like going through. I'm sure you've been listening. I
listened to some. I had to mute for a little. I had to mute y'all for a few. I had to record some things. But I agree with you. Most, 99.
Well, I know you agree because we've talked at length about this offline. But just so, what about this? We're really on the point to where we're talking about. I'm not going to say the P word. I'll say her real name. That's a new piece of information that we haven't let out yet. Is it? Yeah. Has anybody said her real name out there?
Nobody has said her real name. No.
Nope.
So her real name is Jessica. She's just a girl named Jessica. She's a college student. And Jessica. Why don't you tell us what you like about Jessica?
Well, like you said, she's just she chose to be just a girl, she had a very interesting childhood, and we'll get onto that once this trailer stops rendering and explain things a little bit further. But yeah, she's she had a choice and she made her choice, and now she has to make another choice.
It's the way characters ought to be.
It's life,
in
right?
general, because you shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to be a college-age chick named Jessica with superpowers to relate to a college-age chick named Jessica with superpowers.
Right.
You can relate to, if you were in those shoes, what would you do?
Right.
That's how you relate to a character. If I was in this situation, man, that's got to be rough, Would
I understand why they're doing what they're doing? And if I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, well, what do we need to, as a creative team, what do we need to put across to the reader so that they can, empathize at least with how our character is dealing with her world?
See, I've empathized with characters that are, freaking dudes, aliens, all sorts of stuff. It's not your labels have to match up.
I knew where Arnold Schwarzenegger was coming from in the Terminator. I want to murder a bunch of people too. A lot of times, I mean, that's the way it is.
Robots are different. Never relate to a robot.
She can't.
I don't know why you can't relate to a robot. Robots are awesome.
No.
Well, they are.
What about AI? Can you relate to AI?
No. She works with AI.
No.
See, I relate to Project Melody.
Creepy. It's too creepy.
Piper, you haven't checked out. You haven't gone on Chatterbait and checked out the Project Melody.
Oh.
No, I know what it is though.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, I'm not into that kind of thing, but man, I think that is just freaking awesome that is destroying the internet.
Yeah, but that's not actually AI either. That's actually programmed.
I know it's a girl, but it's, she's doing mocap or whatever.
Yeah, but that right there, I think is interesting because that's just animation.
Yeah.
Seriously, we can stop deconstructing.
Oh, I hear something there in the background.
Yep. All right, she's ready.
Y'all ready?
Let's roll this shit.
How many people do we still have with us? 31.
This is the best I could do in like 3 hours, trying to get it all together. But I hope the next one will be much better. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But considering what I have, did what I could.
What you had to do.
Gonna be what it's gonna be.
Oh, now only 30. Y'all ready?
All right, I'm gonna mute everybody.
Yeah.
Myself. So. August 14th, 2019.
Yeah, seriously, we can stop deconstructing Superman. It's
The call was made.
Like Piper said, we've been deconstructing the superhero since the 80s. It's time to reconstruct it.
Our heroes have been taken from us.
That's the reason why all of this. They think they've deconstructed the superheroes enough to where they could start creating them in their SJW image, but that's not the case. We're not going to stand for that bullshit.
I mean,
they also don't understand the hero's journey.
It's only gotten worse.
Your heroes are dead. They're dead. They're gone. They're not coming back.
The question now becomes, who will be our heroes? Who will step up? Who will become the icon for a future generation? Who will be ready to take on the mantle?
I'm ready.
Graded Point 5 presents the Reconstruction Universe. And our first title, Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon. Coming April 2nd, 2020 to Indiegogo.
Man, give me.
Yeah. I was going to say, I love it. It turned out great.
Hey, not bad for what, 5 hours lead time.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man,
it's cool that even that video was a big group effort too.
Yeah, it was like literally the last minute. I'm saying, "Hey guys, I need this. Hey guys, I need that. Give me that." And I'm over here. I'm like, that's why I had to run out and record. I was like muting. I had to mute you guys. I had to mute the window.
Woo!
So yeah, there it is, people, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, so one thing I'm really excited about with this, and I want to. Hopefully this is a model for other people too, because we've seen in Comicsgate when one guy has his vision of a book and he bites off more than he can chew, and he's unable for whatever reason to come through for the backers, right? So one of the things I'm really excited about is this is a team effort. Everybody on at Graded Point 5 is totally behind this book. While I'm not like a member of Graded Point 5 per se, I'm absolutely a loyal fan of theirs, and I'm definitely Graded Point 5 at heart, and these are I'm just so happy to be with this team, and if you guys are you guys that are in the chat right now, especially with EDS going, you guys are the dedicated ones. Here's the promise we make to you: this book will deliver. This book will. We are going to be completely transparent on how everything goes with this thing. You guys are going to see art. We're not going to spoil anything, but at the same time, I mean, Optimus, you tell me if I'm wrong here, but you know, at a minimum, you will see the first half of the book before it goes to print. So you'll know what the quality level you're getting. You see these basic turnarounds. I mean, you guys see the art. That's the art of the interior artist. His name's Doug, and he's going to be Doug Franchin. I've worked with him for a while now, and you know, he's gonna just destroy this book. You guys are gonna your heads are gonna explode when you see what he's doing for us.
Everything you said is exactly right. We
got the power of Pipper behind us.
Yep. I just want to Dark Gift Comics super chat says awesome. That looks amazing, guys. Thank you. Just get a chance to freaking breathe. Holy crap. I'm trying. There was something somebody said, and I want to make sure that, yeah, here we go. I thought the sub was going to be first. That was the original intent. That was the original intent. But this came along, you know, it got further along in the process. So we're going with Peregrine now. But
it also helps pad out the resume some in order to prove that the graded 0.5 crew can in fact handle making a comic.
Yeah.
And this, you guys wouldn't believe behind the scenes how hands-on these guys have been. You know, they've really been supportive of both myself and the artist involved. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? Let's show that piece from Ian. Do you have that? That's another piece of art that kind of gives a full body action shot of her.
Let me get the.
Here's.
I just have to say something really quick. Graded is so good at being tight-lipped that I didn't even know about this until
like a few weeks ago, right?
I think maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
So you got.
I didn't know till a month ago, and I came in later.
So real quick, the team is myself as the writer. Doug Franchin is the artist. The colorist from Door Kickers, Farah Normaliza, she's going to be doing colors on this. If you guys have seen the Door Kickers colors, you know they're fucking kick ass. She's also doing colors.
Super Harem, I think. Yeah.
She's doing Super Harem and College of the Dead. And
nice.
Yeah, so she's really racking up. She's gotten busy all of a sudden. She even raised her rates on me. I can't believe it. And then, but she's worth it, every penny of it. And then of course, you know, we haven't formally decided on a letterer, but I can only think of one letterer in CG. And until we get him on board, I wouldn't deign to mention his name. But you know, I'm sure this will get back to him. And then, of course, we've got an editor on this book, guys. We've got an editor to keep us straight. And who could that be? But that pointy-eared troll right beneath me.
Now, that almost came out my nose.
And also, let's to give it everybody their due. Xavier's the world builder.
Absolutely, man.
If it weren't for Xavier, we wouldn't have anything to work with.
Yeah, well, the final credit I was going to give, kind of like best for last, right? This is story by yourself, Chief Justice Octopus. We got Xavier and myself. The three of us kind of put our heads together and came up with the story for this book. But man, Xavier has gone above and beyond.
Oh my god! Damn it!
What's going on?
I put the picture up that you were talking about.
Oh man, that is so good. Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking love this. Guys in the chat, what do you think of this shit right here?
Is this like Mike's version of row humping the chair? Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah.
It's about as close as we're getting as an analogy here.
Oh man. Mm-hmm. I love the face on this one.
Yeah,
I think the face
really
is good.
do too.
Now her hair is too dark. We're gonna have to get him to fix that. But other than that, man, and I think he hits all the beats, man.
Oh yeah,
she's a shapely gal.
Mm-hmm. She got them curves.
And just in the chat, if you guys haven't noticed, and you can look at this on the other one too, that all these pictures are going to go up on Twitter tonight, so you'll be able to check them out on your own. But that bird shape on her chest is a giant boob window.
Yep.
You know, like I said, they have to be aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm. Let's let me get the big style sheet out, the profile sheet.
Oh yeah.
Just so I can.
Yeah, she's a busty chick, Ed. Yeah, you'll dig her, man.
Can I tell the story about how I ended up actually joining to help?
I don't know that I ever heard this story.
It was I didn't know about this project until Scott told me instead of my own buddies at Graded.
I just assumed. I didn't.
Scott assumed I knew.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And so then I was joking about that and talking to all of them, and I did my usual. Well, you know what this book needs? A hot werewolf chick. And that's my joke for like all comic projects, but they were like, actually, we need more characters. Actually, you can design that if you want. And I'm like, what? I could do that.
That is, I guess we could put that out here. This is going to be the selling point for a lot of the Reconstruction universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're establishing. I guess the best word I can say is hierarchy, but it's not really hierarchy. You know what I mean? Like, who's the most powerful being on Earth in our universe? Where you're looking at her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our Rogue / Captain Marvel / Power Girl, like all rolled up into one. Yeah. You know, her main power is that she can fly and she's really strong. But there's some other little secrets that she's kind of got mixed into her DNA that you won't find out about in the initial story. But it's, she's a very cool character. And the interesting thing is, and this is not a spoiler. This is in the description that you'll be seeing on the Indiegogo page. But she's a reluctant hero. This is not what she wants to do. I don't feel like me talking about anything in the story. If you guys are curious about this book and you want to know more about it, just feel free to ask me. But anything in the first half of the book, I don't feel like is a spoiler. So unless there's something specific, guys, that you don't want me to talk about, just tell me. Give it
no. But we're now. We're all on hype train right now. So
absolutely. So let's show the other character design that he did for us.
Oh, you mean I know you're talking about.
So Peregrine, you guys all in the chat, you know what a Peregrine is, right? So Peregrine is the falcon. If I remember correctly, they're the fastest falcon.
Yes, they are absolutely probably
the fastest bird.
No, in fact, they're the fastest critter on the planet because they have to.
That's right.
Wow.
Like what, 160 miles per hour in a dive, something like that? All right, so she is a type of falcon, right? And so where does she get that name from? Well,
that's a good question. Ultimately, well, Scott, that's a very good question. Let's find out where she got that name from. Could it have been from this guy?
There we go.
Dun, dun, dun. So this is the Silver Falcon, and this is her father.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like in this world that we're, in the Marvel world, that's very much mutants and then other kind of superheroes, right? Well. These heroes are kind of like mutants because they may have something that triggers them. It may trigger genetics or it may alter them. Like Bruce Banner, right? He's kind of like a mutant, but he's a created mutant, right? He's technology created his power.
He's what they call a mutate.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Wolverine is a mutant. He's born that way.
Born
right?
as, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Peregrine was born the way she is, and so she lived under her father having this power, and I just realized he needs to go to cab day. He needs to work his thighs are calves look a little small.
Yeah.
But this is her father, and so he was the Superman of his world, right? And so I mean, she grew up in the shadow of, you know, she as a child, she worshipped this guy. And so if you could only imagine what that would, you know, make you, what better person to teach you how to deal with this kind of ability than the guy who has it himself. So I won't get into too many more details about their relationship and the complications therein, but that's the world she grew up in. Her dad was famous, her dad and her mom was famous too. And so this is a complex family group that she is part of. And, 22 years down the road, she's in college, and this is not what she wants to do for her. She wants to do something else. I don't know exactly if she knows what she wants to do. I mean, hell, how many of us at 22 knew exactly what they wanted to do for the rest of their life? But, as you can tell, she goes from being a college student to being a superhero. And that's not necessarily a good transition.
And it's not a good transition when, by the way it happens. But at the same time, you have to grow up with what cards.
Well, that kind of gets back to that Mary Sue type thing, right? It's like, not a whole lot of characters in the Mary Sue canon have been challenged. Like they don't face loss, they don't face adversity. Things you're just kind of given to them, and they're just really good at it to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to say something related to the campaign, because I want everybody to understand this when I say this, that this campaign, this will not be, even though Scott he's been around the block, he knows how to run a campaign and stuff like that. In the utmost transparency, what you will see, what the goal for this campaign is, the goal to create the book and print the book. And that includes all the moving parts, everybody that we need to do it. Mm-hmm. So the goal will be a real goal. It will not be a $500 goal. It will not be a $1,000 goal, but it will be a real goal. So that's why I ask everybody, if you're still having problems with the email, I will work on it. We'll get you straightened out. We will continue to make announcements, and if not, we will do something different. Trust me, we are looking out for you. But with your help and everybody else's help who will sign up and get behind us and get on the road with this, this is your project just as much as it is ours. If it's not for you, this won't exist. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get it done. But the goal will be a realistic goal.
Yeah. No, what he says is absolutely right. So let me tell you, you guys a couple things about what I've learned during my campaign with Door Kickers. And one of the things that I'm going to bring from Door Kickers over to this, and that is the understanding that you got to be upfront with your backers. You got to let them know. I mean, they've already paid for the book. So, that's the reason why if any of you guys here are Door Kickers backers, then you've got the first half of the book already. You've seen that kind of earnest effort. That Door Kickers is going forward. You know what the art looks like. The quality of the story. In fact, a lot of my backers have been helping me out. I didn't have the benefit of a piper to edit Door Kickers, and if anybody follows me on Twitter, they know I'm famous for my typos. So, I've had a crowdsourcing effort with the editorial, and so I've got a lot of mistakes I gotta fix in that first half of the book, and I've got a couple dedicated people who are going to help me with doing that stuff for the second half. But I'm going to bring all the lessons learned from Door Kickers into this. We're going to have tiers for all levels. We're going to have the basic book. It's going to be a $25 48-page perfect bound graphic novel. We're going to have stretch goals. We're going to launch with 2 covers. We're going to build stretch goals in. So, for instance, with Door Kickers, right, it cost me, I didn't get to my first stretch goal until $10,000, because essentially it cost me $10,000 to make that book, right? With art and printing and everything, right? So that's basically the same thing with this book. You can't make a quality I am Hatch. I am charging for shipping on Door Kickers. I just sold it. But you can't make a quality book for under $10,000. And if not if you're going to hire an artist of the caliber that we're hiring, and colorists and all these professionals to bring their A game to these books. So, and that's what we're doing. And we've got I already addressed that. Yeah. And
Okay.
so, sorry, I'm watching StreamYard, but I've got the chat on so anyway, off my train of thought there, but but the idea is we're probably going to have drawn in, we're going to have, what are some of the other tiers that we've been talking about?
Well, we discussed because Doug, you said, is a digital artist.
Yeah, that's right.
So he doesn't, so you will not get original pages, but how about some original art?
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at things like sketch cards, and we're looking at, some people that you may know, you may have heard of before with pointy ears and odd shaped tattoos, and so those like.
And this will be the first campaign to get any from me.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people. No, I'm sorry.
Woo, lad.
Maybe I've drank too much.
Woo!
That's what Brewster says. That's what Liam did with Odie. Good idea. Yeah.
But
those sold out pretty fucking quick, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And I still have to fight that boy in a fucking Turkish wrestling match.
Well, let's
take him down.
Let's wait for the coronas to calm down. Then you can oil up and.
Oh well, I guess it also has in Greece they have to worry about their boogaloo.
Yeah. So you worry about that. Y'all can grab each other's dongers another time. We'll get it straightened out. It'll happen. Don't worry.
But we're gonna have a special COVID-19 tier. So that if you haven't gotten it by the time we put the book out, you'll be able to get your own COVID-19 infection. Once Piper gets it, she's going to be licking all those books. So.
Yep, every one of them.
Licking the letters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know who, but somebody just decided to back me, and I want to say thank you. I can't imagine they're not sitting in the stream right now. So
okay, Hatch got you. He said he wasn't signed in. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. Yeah, dude, fucking awesome, man. I appreciate it. I tell you what, we may even I may even do something special for anybody who backs both Door Kickers and this. So let me give it some thought on that, just to kind of entice some of my Door Kickers. If you're a Door Kickers backer, you're on my mailing list. So information about this book will be going out through the Door Kickers backer mailing list as well, and I'll give you an opportunity to sign up for both the graded 0.5 mailing list, but also any kind of.
I just figured out something. Who was having a problem with the mailing list? Hatch?
So a couple people, Seth and Hatch.
Hatch, where are you located? That would be a good question, because there are.
No, he said he wasn't signed in. He had to sign in order to get the shipping.
Yeah, but that was for that. I was talking about for the mailing list. Our mailing list.
Yeah.
Because our mailing list is going through Zoho, so it's a little bit different. It's not like MailChimp. Sorry, I was late backing. I was late on backing. Sorry, Corona is all over New Jersey now. Yeah, okay. Okay, you're in New Jersey.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I will get with our web guy, and we'll see what's going on. Why people can't get signed up. We'll figure it out. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, so we're committed to keeping you guys in the loop, and we're committed to showing you guys everything as we go along. And man, I'm so excited about not only this story and this book, but this team. You're gonna have not just my dull ass, pedantic, keep talking about cultural Marxism ass, but you're gonna have drunk Pipper going out there. And my goal is to get Pipper on not only drunk, but on Anna, that Star Wars Girls show.
And drunk.
Damn.
Yeah. Because then girls talk different to each other when they've had a few. They get real.
Okay, I just got a little update. This might help. It is going. Apparently, it's going. Gmail's auto flagging our confirmation email is spam. And gotcha. That should change in 24 to 48 hours once the new domain email has verified through the verification systems. After that time, we should probably push a test newsletter. So this is from my web guy. So just letting you know, we're working on it.
Send wine or liquor if you want. Pippert.
Yeah.
Ed, I saw. Hey, man, I appreciate that you said you're going to back the door kickers when you get your paycheck. We appreciate that, man. We haven't earned your trust yet. You say you earned your love and trust, but we will earn it. Not only through our words, but through our deeds. So you'll see that both in my door kickers campaign, and then you'll see it through everything these guys are, helping us be successful with this campaign too.
Yep. Well, I'd really not have to cut it short, but I do have to cut it short because I might have to go to another stream in a few minutes. So we're already getting the promotion going.
Really? Where are you going?
This is Southern Young Lady.
Mandy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, let's all head over to Mandy's channel and see what happens over there. Maybe we can get old Optimus to throw up some Peregrine art.
Yeah, and I'm uploading the trailer now so she can play that during the.
I was gonna say I want to see that trailer. I want to watch it again too.
Oh wow, that means a lot to me. It really does. Thank you for that. That's a big deal. Thank you.
A trust is everything in Comicsgate. I mean, without your trust, guys, I mean, what the fuck is this scene that we're in? It makes everything possible.
Yep. So I'm gonna go over there and troll around in her chat. She's already talked to me, so I'll probably get a link a little. She's got some other books to promote, so it's going to be full house. And once she kicks somebody out or something, maybe she'll kick Peter Gilmore out because I'm sure he's got to hunt some gilfs or something. I don't know. He's a
Hey, go.
I'll go if I want to go. Kevin says he'll go if I go.
Hey, I just want to tell the chat. Hey, there's going to be while we're all listening to Mandy's channel, I'm going to be posting all this art up on Twitter. Get up there on Twitter, and if you're not already following us, follow us, and then help us share out, retweet these. Let's get this. Let's bombard Comicsgate. Hashtag Peregrine. Hashtag Comicsgate. Show everybody what's gotten us excited about this thing.
Yep, there we go. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. And like I said, thank you for showing up early. I know EVS is doing a stream. Mandy's streaming right now. Let's go over to Mandy's and crash her stream.
Yeah, and bully her.
Yeah. Yeah, but while you're over there, back some of those books too, because every one of them could use some help. So we'll see y'all soon. We'll see you tomorrow night. Got some promotion, back to regular promotion, but we'll also be doing our own stuff too. So yeah, okay, guys, we'll see you then, and y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.